All right. We're going to call this meeting to order and have a roll call.
Beckwith.
Here.
Colwell.
Here.
Farcapisi.
Here.
Ketman.
Here.
Kotsinis.
Here.
Linsdau.
Here.
Sutton.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anyone have anything to say in public comment?
Mission statement.
Oh, sorry, mission statement. The Warren-Newport Public Library District provides the community with access to information, kindles the imagination of children and adults, and supports lifelong learning. Now, does anyone want to speak in public comment? Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
You do?
No, we don't have any correspondence.
Fine. All right. So Trident Robotics team is next. You're up.
All right, so I think Janvi is going to do introductions and do tonight's presentation. So Janvi, without further ado, introduce yourself and introduce your team here.
Sure. Can I come up there?
Yes,
Yes.
Oh my.
So good evening. My name is Janvi Gabay, and I am the team lead on Trident Robotics. Also a FLL coach here at the Warren-Newport Public Library. In the back, we have Mr. Green, who is a lead mentor for our team, Mr. Rampay, who is also a mentor on the team, Matthew Wolowski, he is the software and programming lead on the team, Mrs. Garward, she is business and communications mentor, Amanda, our mechanical leader, Mr. Garward, also a lead team lead, and Megan Garward, a outreach co-lead. So, Trident Robotics has a very important connection with the Warren-Newport Public Library. Our collaboration has allowed for the development of STEM-focused programs that continue to reach the community. One program in particular, the 3D printing workshop, provides children in the community access to explore and discover the world of additive manufacturing. The program focuses on first teaching what 3D printing is, what it is, how it is used, where it is applied, and then students are taught how to use an online CAD program called Tinkercad. This allows them to make their own designs and add a personalized experience to the workshop. Their designs are then taken to Trident Robotics' lab and are printed with our 3D printer. This gives the students, the participants, a tangible replica of the designs that they created online and serves to inspire them again in the world of design and manufacturing. So today, we are very excited to present Warren-Newport Public Library with a 3D printer. This printer not only serves as a reminder of the continued STEM-focused programs that are provided here at the Warren-Newport Public Library, but it also will serve as an enhancer for our workshops. So we will use this printer in our workshops to show a real-life example of what additive manufacturing is and what 3D printing is, but also use it as an aid to help print the models that students make in the workshop itself. One of the main goals of Trident Robotics is to inspire the community and really show them how wonderful the world of STEM is. And we think that this printer will serve as a symbol of that appreciation for STEM and continue to inspire the community. This printer we got this printer via the Abbott employee giving campaign. So we went to Abbott Laboratories and presented to the employees there, and we were able to receive fundings for our outreach, focused for our outreach. So we have a 5-year plan, and our end goal is to have connections to provide feeder teams that would allow participants to come into our team and really be interested about STEM and be inspired by all the values that STEM has. So with that, I would like to thank Warren Newport Public Library for their continuing collaboration, and specifically Joanne for being an inspiring leader and a wonderful role model for everyone who is in and part of the programs here at Warren Newport Public Library. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, do board members have any questions for Janvi or her team tonight about anything?
What does it cost for the supplies for the machine?
He's our treasurer. This is always what we hear.
This is nothing personal, it's just the core very of who I am.
All right, well, at Warren, I've been personally kind of responsible for purchasing all these materials. A 1 kilogram roll of plastic you can get off Amazon for about $21 to $23.
And
So
I have no idea what a kilogram is. Is it really little or big?
we can go ahead and do mine if I flip it around.
How many things can you make?
So on the back is 2 spools that come with the printer. So I have not loaded them yet, but they are pretty substantial. So there's a lot of plastic in there.
Is that a kilogram?
This is a kilogram.
So
Yeah.
put it down.
Let's make sure. Yeah, 1.0 kilograms.
Yeah.
So.
And how many things can you print with that?
Well, that is completely dependent on the infill. So there's actually settings where you can have it completely filled with plastic, or you can be a little more conservative and you can do like 10% of the inside is filled with plastic. Kind of depends on the nature of the product and what you're going to use it for. If it's like a showpiece that you just have on your desk, don't put any plastic in it, just have the outer shell. But if it's something that is physically going to be used, like you could print an actual bolt and nut on this thing, then you might want it 100%. So it really depends on your aim for the print.
Could I ask a question? Could you tell us, explain to us something that either you have made using this or someone else in your group? I'd be interested in hearing about that.
Sure. So actually this past season, we have, for every season we make a robot. And so this year's robot has a structure. It's like we call it the claw, an arm and a claw. And actually we printed gears off. So we have this one area on our claw that the teeth of the gear constantly break. And we actually replicated that exact gear on a 3D printer, and we have built spare parts for it. And we have it, like, actually on our robot. We've also built sensor cases for mounting purposes, for cameras that we put on our robot. We built a camera mount in the past. So we've used this printer a lot, or a printer in our lab a lot.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Anyone else? You
Well,
wanna say?
I mean, I just want to say that we have a fantastic relationship with the Trident Robotics team, and this group of young adults you're meeting here just are amazing. And it not only through their work do they, learn these STEM skills and abilities they'll be able to take with them into the future for the great things they're going to do in the future, but the leadership, the teamwork, giving back to the community. It's a really amazing group. So I really value our collaboration relationship. And I think I speak on behalf of the board by saying that. So thank you for everything. We really
Very much.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, John.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, yes, we'd like to do a team picture. Can I do a team picture?
Sure.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Get the team up there for a picture.
Sure. I didn't even forget my shirt. I just didn't wear it.
Talent and cool shirt.
Dominic, you need to do it here with it half covering you. Matt, you need to do it. I can still see your head. Okay.
He's missing the
Okay,
picture.
you go ahead and take your
You're gonna be a camera right now.
Yeah. We've got a shirt, I think people on it there.
1, 2, 3.
We'll give you these.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
You go get in it now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
He's
Thank you.
obviously-
Go ahead, I'll just turn it off. Okay. That was good?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
We
coming.
really appreciate it, really. Thank you.
Somebody if you want to, you can take a note. You're awesome.
Good looking. You like those shirts, huh?
They're pretty impressive, aren't they?
Yeah, we'll do fundraising for them later.
All right. Keep in mind, Mr. Greenwheel. Greenwheel.
His name is Mr.
Really?
That's pretty fun.
That was awesome.
It's beyond
I know.
comprehension
I
sometimes.
know she explained it, but I still am not quite sure.
But Bob Gill's not here. He was begging for years for a 3D printer.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Okay, giant thing. Well, that's funny, because we just talked
Yes,
about it
he
at the
did.
last
And all
meeting,
the-
microwave, about what would you do if you had unlimited funds,
And that came up.
and that came up, so.
Okay, so, we ready to move on? Do we have exec session minutes at our places?
No, I have them right here, actually. Okay. Becca? Becca Pearson. And so,
Okay,
too many
so
things going on.
everybody take a minute before we do the consent, okay?
There you go.
These are to remain closed for right now, so if you want to discuss it, you'll have to go to exec session, just,
Don't say anything.
yeah, don't. Everybody good?
Can I add a comment? I
Uh,
will try and do it without exposing anything.
okay.
In the paragraph preceding adjournment, 1, 2, from, counting from the right, the third, maybe right before that third word from the right should be tentative, as we can't make any decisions outside of a board meeting. But something should be in there. In that paragraph somewhere should be the word, tentatively, as we can't
Because
make
we haven't-
decisions.
I would take issue with that. We're not taking any action, it's
It's not
just
an
what
action
was
Oh, okay.
said there. Yes.
Okay,
We decided.
I
Yeah.
stand
I
now
think it's fine the way
understanding
it is.
better. Thank you.
Good, I didn't know you did.
Okay,
Nobody wants to.
yeah, let's
Turn
hand these
these
back to
in,
Bonnie, please.
and then we'll shred them later.
Does anyone want to remove anything from the consent?
No.
Okay, so may I have a motion to approve the consent as presented?
So the minutes from last meeting, I should have a roll call for that?
Oh, yes, because you missed, that's right.
And the
Mhm. So
executive
do you want to
session
take that
too,
off then?
yeah.
Okay, so Tom has removed the minutes from the July 17th meeting. Anyone else want to remove anything else?
Did you want to remove the August 7th as well?
I wasn't there, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Committee
right. Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so both of those. All right, so can I have a motion to approve the remainder of the consent?
I move that we approve the motion resubmit.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Okay, now how about a motion for the 2 minutes, the regular and the exec session minutes?
I move that we approve Section 6A, Secretary's Report, including regular meeting July 17th, and executive session August 7th minutes.
I'll second that. Discussion? Let's have a roll call.
Caldwell,
Abstain.
Linsdau,
Approved, yes.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Farkapisi,
Aye.
Ketman,
Aye.
Beckwith,
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay, so next is declaration of vacancy. I move that the board accept the resignation of Tom Colwell with respect and gratitude for his service to WNPLD.
I second it.
Discussion? Let's have a roll call for that.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Farkapisi,
I with the comment that it was an honor to serve with you.
aye.
Is that an aye?
It is.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Kedman,
Aye.
Beckwith,
Aye.
ayes have it.
Okay, is that the one you had the wording for?
No, it's after the swearing.
Oh, swearing in, okay. Bonnie, you're up.
No, actually, item 9, we're swearing in.
Oh.
Action as a result of the consideration.
Oh, right, okay, sorry, I lost track. Okay, I move that the board appoint Jennifer Chang to the WNPLD Board of Trustees. Can I have a second for that?
I'll second.
George? Any discussion? Let's have a roll call for that, too.
Farkapisi,
Aye.
Kedman,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Caldwell,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Beckwith,
Aye.
ayes have it.
Okay, now we're on number 10. I have so many notes on this, I can hardly see the original typing. Okay, this is the one you have the wording for.
After the swearing.
Got it. Okay. It's your turn. She's getting it.
Okay.
It's your turn to come up now. Jennifer. I think it's, no, that's the wrong one.
I'm gonna make it so that.
Momentito, she's
Okay,
getting it.
I've got it.
We have an oath of office and it's gotten lost in the shuffle of lots of paper, so moment, it'll just be a moment. I don't think I printed it.
I have it printed, but I don't know if it's the same as what.
Yeah, she has it
You said she
the way that
changed a
Jennifer
few,
wanted
but-
it, yeah, so
Yeah.
just wait a second, it'll be
Okay.
fine.
Okay. I hope I can read the version of my newspaper.
I think you can do it. That's funny.
There isn't usually this much dead time. You spend a lot more time talking than we do. Just wanted you to know that.
There's 4 clipboards up there and plus other stray papers and it just got lost, I think.
Yeah,
No worries.
very good. With this smaller, I'm just gonna say, but I can read it. Yes, I choose.
And then
Did you
repeat,
repeat?
yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. Okay, Jennifer, you ready? Yes. I, Jennifer Chang, having been appointed to the office of trustee. You can, if you want to read it.
Hi, Jennifer Chang, having been appointed to the office of trustee
For the Warren Newport Public Library District
for the Warren Newport Public Library District
in the state of Illinois, in the county of Lake,
in the state of Illinois and county of Lake,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of library trustee
of the office of the library trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
And she did. Do you have a pen? Sure, here. Oh, sorry.
Here.
There's a
Yeah,
pen
I
one
will.
tonight.
We got one.
That's the
Thank
thing you
you
had
so
the wording
much.
for, right?
This will be the legal papers.
Okay. Where is it?
Do I give this back
And
to
I'm so glad
you?
you're feeling better.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
me too.
Yes, I'm certain that's true. Good luck to you.
Wait, you can't go yet. Oh, you have to go sit over there.
Don't go anywhere.
He knows.
You don't go anywhere
Yeah.
yet. You're not going anywhere.
Don't go far.
Shut that door.
Jennifer, will you
Come
come
on
sit
up,
at the table?
Jennifer?
Jennifer?
Don't sit down. Oh, she's getting your things, okay.
She's not getting ready to bolt.
Bless
you.
Bless you.
Let's put her in.
There we go.
Okay?
Put her up here.
So usually after we do oath of office, we make a motion, so I'll take care of that because Gina brought me the perfect wording. I move that the board ratify the current board roster for filing, including the officers elected tonight. Can I have a second for that?
A second.
Ann? Any discussion?
Do
Move this
we have
back.
to elect any new officers first?
I'm gonna
I
pass
think
around
that's just
the,
covering us for what's
Yeah.
coming next.
and I'm gonna pass around so you check your information. Just don't mark and just say yes.
I'll just make sure everything's
Yeah, just
correct.
read it. Don't read it aloud.
Okay.
Okay? Let's have a roll call for that.
Ketman,
Aye.
Farkapisi,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Cheng,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Beckwith,
Aye.
ayes have it.
All right. Now the resolution. Is it over here?
Okay, Tom.
I'm going to cry. Okay. A resolution of appreciation to Tom Colwell for dedicated service to the Warren Newport Public Library District. Whereas Tom Colwell faithfully served the Warren Newport Public Library District for 3 years as a library trustee. And whereas Tom faithfully served on prior WNPLD boards for a total of 6 years, serving as secretary for 4 years and as vice president for 2 years. And whereas Tom Colwell applied to fill a vacancy on the board at a crucial moment in the board's history, fully realizing that serving WNPLD at this time would be especially challenging. And whereas Tom Colwell stepped up to his appointment with courage and determination to help improve the board's functioning. And whereas Tom Colwell has served as vice president for these 3 years, auditing executive session minutes with the secretary, chairing meetings, and speaking at events such as the presentation ceremony for the donation of a new van. And whereas Tom Colwell has shared his skills and knowledge with the board in his role as chair of buildings and grounds, and whereas Tom Colwell has shown sincere support and generous dedication to the WNPL family through his thoughtful contributions to personnel policies. And whereas Tom Colwell contributed to the success of the library through periods of growth, planning, and construction, including the creation of the Point to serve tweens and the remodeling of the staff room in 2016. And whereas Tom Colwell will always be welcomed back as a friend of the Warren Newport Public Library. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Library Trustees of the Warren Newport Public Library District that Tom Colwell is hereby commended for his dedication, loyalty, and commitment to the residents of this district and the citizenry of Warren and Newport Townships.
Wow, I was just telling Janet, my wife, it's harder than I thought it was going to be. I first started, as Joe mentioned, came on the board about back in 2005, I think it was the first when I first came on board. And really the reason I ran is because I care for the library. My wife has always been, Janet's always been a lifelong library user from a young child. Ever since we've been married, there's usually a stack of at least 20 books by her bedstand. And it was a period of time of also turmoil that I had felt the compunction to run and see what I could do. And And so that was a very gratifying period of time where we added the new addition here. We bought a bookmobile, just to name a couple of the things that we did. And we left the library, and I felt in pretty good hands at that point in time. And then the next round of turmoil that came around, and I just couldn't sit back and not do anything. And so I was fortunate enough to be elected and come on the board. I really have to acknowledge two people here. You know, it's Joe. What you've done for this library is just amazing. And I truly don't think there has been a better board president for the Warren Newport Public Library than you. When you step down in another year and a half or so, somebody's got some really big roles to fill and shoes to fill. And so you've really set the pedestal very high for the next president coming in. And then Andrea, you know, the two of you, I think of a very critical moment during the last turmoil when literally I think you saved, I don't know, knowing the bylaws and acting when you did and saving the vote from somebody getting fired that night was probably one of the most incredible instances I've been a part of in this library, and you're to be commended for your passion, that you and Joe sticking through the hard times, and then giving us the time to really establish this next board. So, Andrea, your guidance financially, your stick-to-itiveness to make sure that we have the money to pay our bills. The two of you have just been really a rock-solid foundation. And then, you know, the newest board members. I have to tell you, it's really fun to see deer in headlights when you first walk in the door. I mean, you're afraid even to raise your hand. But over the last year and a half or so, the confidence that you've grown, the knowledge of the library and what it takes to run the library has really been kind of fun to see. And you know, kind of changing things, so moved. And,
And to clarify, it was crippled deer in the headlights.
So it's been really gratifying to see this board with the foundation that we have with Joe and Andrea, the new board come in and really put this library back on track again. And Ryan, I'm not too much further along that, you know, not too many more years I could be your father. And I just have to tell you, it's fun seeing you grow too. From you've grown in confidence, you've grown in your ability, ability to lead the team, and I really believe that this library's got years and years of greatness ahead of you with you at the helm. So hopefully some place like Washington, D.C. or some other big library is not going to come snag you. But again, it's been a real pleasure watching you grow into your role and lead this really great library.
Thank you. I appreciate
So
that.
it truly is with it is sadness that I'm not able to complete my term. But I just want to say thank you. And there's one person I almost forgot, but the other one that's really kind of in the back of the room that is also a huge contributor and acknowledgement is Noreen. I'm going to miss you, in this role anyways. But Noreen's has played a very special part in my life also. So as I said, it's been a little bit more sad than I thought it was going to be to leave, but I know it's the right time for me to go. And I truly wish everybody on the board all the best. I wish you success. I thank you very much for stepping up and taking over for me. It's very much.
Thank you for your commitment and your true passion.
Thank you.
It's evident.
So, Ron, I'll vote for you. And, anyways, thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks.
Chair, has the resolution been seconded yet?
Well, I'm going to make a motion that we approve it. See, I have that somewhere.
That's all right.
Sorry.
George, just double check on this.
Yeah.
But I think it was-
Okay, I move that the board adopt the resolution of appreciation honoring Tom Colwell as presented and read.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Let's have a roll call.
Kedman,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Farkapisi,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Cheng,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay, is it recess time?
Yeah.
Okay, I brought cupcakes, so let's take a break. Okay, so I'm going to make a motion that we edit out the social time of our video. Can I have a second for that?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Fine. Okay, where am I now?
13, election.
13, okay. I would like to make a motion to nominate George Katsinas for vice president.
So-
I second.
Oh, yeah.
Who's second?
Kathleen, I think.
Or any, whoever.
Kathleen Kedman.
Kathleen,
Okay.
Discussion? Okay, let's have roll call.
Sutton,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Cheng,
Aye.
Farkapisi,
Aye.
Kedman,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
I assume I abstain, so.
I think you should say aye, but
Oh, then I'll say aye. Then I'll say aye.
Beckwith.
aye.
Ayes have it.
All right, and can I further burden you and ask you if you'll be B&G chair?
Sure.
Thank you very much. All right. Now we're on to the normal stuff. So, I'm sorry?
Information.
Okay.
I
Oh,
will
yeah,
send it
okay.
next
We'll figure that out, yeah. So, President's Report, page 21, questions, comments, concerns? Anyone else have a report?
I do.
Thank you.
And I see Ryan was kind enough to provide some photos.
But the team here, not me and staff.
Oh, that's great.
So, yes, and the rest of the crew as well.
Oh.
And I'll pass these around as well. But
Awesome. Nice color.
yes,
Wow,
I was
great
privileged and very happy to march with the library and the bookmobile in this year's Gurney Days Parade. It was a lot of fun, and it was great to see everyone there.
Cool.
Everybody
Anyone
in
else?
blue.
Andrea?
I also marched to the parade, and I want to say George held the other end of the banner,
Woohoo.
and he did a much better job than Joe.
Because?
Because he didn't stop every 20, 30
talk to-
yards to talk to people and have conversations.
And have you keep going.
And he stayed in the middle of the road.
So George is nominated from here.
I was gonna say into perpetuity.
Oh,
You
okay.
got the job.
What's your name? Sunday?
Too much socializing.
And then, but Leo marched in
What a
front of the
cutie.
banner the whole way, leading our whole group.
Wow.
Great.
That little guy, he waved to everybody.
Aw.
He was definitely the star of the show.
Oh, that's awesome. Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else? Okay. Committee reports, 23 and 25. So Andrea, after the meeting, we realized that we needed to put the finance part in there somewhere, so I just threw it on mine at the last second.
Okay, because it seems to me, I don't know if I talk about it now or I'm under 20.
No, we will do it later.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. I just wanted you to know why I had
No, no.
co-opted your report there. Okay, nothing on that then?
No.
Okay, so Ryan, page 27 for Ryan's report.
think the big thing that I want to point out would be the summer reading. So I went ahead and put it in this report, even though it's technically for July. It ended early August. So it was great. As you see, we had the big number I want to point out is 830,000 minutes. So we want to go for 1 million total minutes activity points next year. So that's
That'd be cool.
that's the kind of the early tentative goal we've set for ourselves. So stay tuned and be willing to participate. So it was good. 36% of people that signed up completed the program. We have a school that has won the trophy for the school that has the highest percentage of finishers. I cannot announce that school at this time because I have not verified with them whether or not they want to keep it a secret, because the school may decide to keep it a secret for the opening assembly and announce it then. So hopefully I'll know tomorrow, because I'm waiting to hear.
So if they do it at the opening assembly, do you go out to the school and present the trophy?
Yeah, I'll go along with Jane Fries, who does is our school liaison, does the school outreach for us, so we'll present it. Yeah.
Will you be driving down Wadsworth Road?
I can neither confirm nor deny that I won't be driving down Wadsworth Road.
What your route is.
I will certainly be going down Plain Road on my way to the school, but that could take you anywhere, right?
I drove away. Okay.
So when the little fellows read a certain number of minutes, do they get a little blue cape? It seems like I saw someone one of the kids getting a little cape here for being a great reader.
Or is that the little?
That's the 1,000 books before kindergarten.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. I'm sorry. I had my anyway. I had someone here, and the little fellow, noticed the cape right away. He wanted one. That's a real incentive.
You just saw the picture of Leo. He just completed the 1,000 books before kindergarten. So
That's what that was. It wasn't Becky here, so it was another kindergartner. It was really cute. He was so excited.
Too bad he didn't do it 2 weeks ago. He could have worn that cape in the parade.
Yeah.
He barely made the day before kindergarten for his 1,000th book. So he's good.
Pretty awesome.
We had a good relationship with Culver's of Gurnee. They at the halfway point of the summer reading program for the kids, they gave them free ice cream, and then at the end of the program, those kids that completed got a free book. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then adults got the pen, which I actually gave mine away. Reading is lit, so maybe some of you've seen it.
Very
so.
nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else on Ryan's report?
Questions?
Okay. Okay, so is that 19? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so semi-annual review of closed minutes. Just for Jennifer, as we're going along, when we have new people, I'll try to explain things that are on the agenda, but I'm asking everybody else if I forget or if you have a question, just bring it right up. So what this is when we have executive sessions, the minutes are filed. This is our lockboard cabinet, and the president, I have a key, and Bonnie has a key. She's our secretary. And the minutes are kept in there, they're kept closed. Twice a year, the secretary and the vice president go through the minutes, and then there's recordings in there of our sessions. We make an audio recording. And they decide if any minutes can now be open to the public. And then by statute, it dictates that any recordings older than 18 months can be discarded, so they go in the shredder. That's kind of a rote thing. But the other thing with the minutes is more of a judgment call. So they read all the minutes, they go back pretty far, and then they decide, they recommend to the board which ones can be opened at this time, and that's what is this on page 39. And Tom was tied up with work, and so I volunteered to do it in his place, and that's why my name's on here instead of Tom Colwell's this time. So if you, I don't think this has ever happened since I've been on the board, but if you would want to see those minutes, if any of you would want to see which ones we're opening, you can ask Bonnie to see them if you want. But typically, what we do is we trust the judgment of the vice president and the secretary, and we approve the minutes to be opened and the recordings to be discarded. So that's what this is about. So that said, would anyone like to make a motion to approve this Review?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained. Perfect. Okay, now Andrea, you're up.
Okay, I'm up. So I don't know if anybody still has their financial statements from
Just took them out of
committee of the whole. If you do, and you could turn, so I spent a little more time going through them because this is our year end. And the audit, I've got the engagement letter, but the auditors have already started doing their preliminary work. Just few things to point out. On page 27, you'll see that we had a favorable variance in revenue of $906,000, but $861,000 was what we overtaxed by accident. Jennifer, we accidentally, we approved, maybe you can help me say this, we approved
I'll
to
explain
forego
what
the
happened.
levy.
Somebody.
Now, let me do it.
Okay, go ahead.
We approved to forego a levy that we do every year because we get it back from the federal government. And through some happenstance, we've now corrected our internal control, that abatement didn't happen. So basically, we double taxed we taxed 800 and something thousand when we shouldn't have. So this year, we're not taxing it, we lowered it to make our citizens whole. So it looks like next year we're gonna have a big increase, but it's not. It's just that we taxed when we shouldn't have, then we lowered the tax to compensate. So this 860, this property tax levy, that wasn't about 862,000 out of that 906. So it really wasn't that big of a favorable difference. The biggest amount in our favor beyond the property tax was increased interest. We had an extra $66,000 of interest expense. We budgeted lower because interest rates have been rising. For those of you who don't know, the feds have been raising the prime rate, so which means we get a little bigger interest on our taxes. And we under budgeted, we over budgeted other revenue items by only $20,000, $21,000, which, you know, I think is remarkably close. Just amazingly close. So that shows what a great budgeting staff we've got here at the library. So then I went through and said, okay, what were the big things that we spent money on for the year that were over budget? Sorry, I don't pay a lot of attention to things that are specific. I'm not under budget. I'll get to that in the end. So what I did was just look at things that were either over 100%, that were both over 100% or more over budget, and greater than $1,000. If we budgeted a line item for $25 and we were at 200%, that means we only overspent by $25. So the things that we under budgeted for: health insurance, and these are not surprises to anybody here. Bookmobile maintenance. Our bookmobile's getting old.
Yeah.
Although in my mind it's new, but it's really getting old. Landscaping, which was some trees, which we're not going to do that anymore.
Well, we've fixed it, addressed it, so it's built in, where as before it was yes, we
Well,
fixed it.
from now on, when things like that happen, that we're going to spend extra money on, we're going to get board approval before we go ahead and do that. Some capital equipment and furnishings, I forget what exactly that was, but it's been on the variance report. So, but in total, we did quite well as far as the budget. Where I thought I put that on here somewhere. Give me a second. Oh, here it is. I have it circled. So we had a favorable variance. We had budgeted total expenditures at $5,291,000, and we spent $5,098,000. So that's a favorable variance of $192,000. So when you add that onto our 60-something thousand, you know, like 40,000 when you net the two, we did okay. We did okay. Good job.
Good.
Okay.
To the staff, not us.
Yeah.
They do all the hard work.
It's team effort. I mean, it's.
So how are you gonna budget the landscaping, over budget, issue from this year?
So
Is
what,
that taken-
if,
taken
I don't want to put Kevin on the spot, but if memory serves, it was one of those things that we thought we would be able to compensate. Was it like out of like maintenance for, can you refresh my memory, Kevin? It was one of those things that we thought we were.
The trees that died, we cut down, we replaced them. So we've been having more and more trees die. As we have tougher summers and drier summers, we don't know that they're gonna die, right? So you usually don't see that until a year later, or even sometimes 2 years later. And for example, the pine trees over here in the corner, those are gonna die. They're on their way out. There's a fungus now that's in the root system that's actually moved up from the south, down in Tennessee and Kentucky, and now it's coming up here. So as you drive down streets and roads, you're gonna start seeing some pine trees just dying. And there's nothing that you can do about it. So there's some trees over here. So we're planning for it, whereas we didn't before. And we're seeing them, you know, some of these trees are pretty old to the property, especially going back to '97 when the property was majorly overhauled. So they're in their upper ages, and so you know, insects and bugs and heat and drought and all this other stuff affects them. So we're planning for it now in the future, versus whereas we were kind of dealing it as they were occurring. We're now realizing now we need to set aside some funding to be able to address those.
Thanks for the answer.
Thanks, Kevin. So.
That's the end of my report. So I recommend, does anybody else have any questions? This is our end of the year, but this is also cash basis. What the auditors are doing are accrual basis. Does anybody need a refresher in cash versus accrual?
I do. Could you tell me again
So
what
accrual is what occurs. So cash is, this is the checks we wrote. Accrual is what occurred. So, for instance, if we owed, like here we don't split the salary. Like if you looked at salary, it should be the same every single month. But ours isn't, because if we have 3 pay periods in 1 month,
exactly.
it throws
I just
it off.
didn't hear the word correctly, the
Yeah.
accrual. Now I know what it means.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? I just want to commend the staff on doing a great job and controlling costs, and, you know, everything that they do every day ends up in a financial transaction generally, so. And of course, Doug for taking care of all the details.
Yeah, no, it's a great team. The managers are on top of it. Noreen does a great job with library services managers when it comes to budget time, making sure that they justify every single dollar they spend. So it's a great team effort. So.
And going through all of these things on all of these checks too.
Yeah.
So you want to make a motion then?
I move that we approve the June 30th year-end financial statements as presented.
A second.
Discussion? So I'll just tell Jennifer that typically we have this discussion at committee of the whole, and a month it got pushed to this meeting. So typically we would discuss this, what Andrea just led us through, at committee of the whole, and then it would be on the consent agenda, but it's on new business because it got a little behind this month, so. All right, anyone else have anything discussion-wise? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. Perfect. Okay, IPLAR, page 43.
So this was discussed at the committee of the whole meeting. This is the Illinois Public Library Annual Report that we must submit to the state. It's part of our per capita grant requirements. Just a couple of notable changes. Obviously, the board has changed, so Jennifer's now on the board, so that's reflected here in the IPLAR, because we called and they said they wanted when you send this, we want this to be as up to date as possible. And then also, George is the new vice president, it's reflected in here. There is that typo, that negative, like the square footage of the book will be -1, or is it -3? That is like hard coded in there. We have alerted them, and we'll alert them again that is incorrect, but we can't go in and fix it. So I know you see it, but don't worry. Yeah.
At the end of the IPLAR, it has like the explanation for the -3.
Yeah. So So I think it's other than the tweaks that we made since the last meeting with reflecting the changes on the board. I think it's ready to go. And my thanks to this also is a team effort because a lot of people give information to put the IPLAR together, and Gina is the really the manager of IPLAR, getting it all together and putting all the numbers in, and it's a big effort. So my thanks is always to Gina for doing such a great job with this.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, anyone want to make a motion about this, please? It's in the packet.
I move that we approve the IPLAR.
I'll second that. Discussion? I think should we have a roll call for this?
No.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. Perfect. Okay. Things for next month. Nothing?
Is this the time I talk about what I'm doing next month or no?
At committee of the whole?
Mhm.
No, I think we already have that down. This is for next month's regular meeting. Yeah.
Just as a reminder, the hearing for the B&A ordinance. So you'll want to. First of all, it's a different meeting. It's
On a Monday.
It's on a Monday, and it starts at 6:45. So just
Right.
as a reminder, we'll talk more about that committee of the whole, what
Right.
that entails,
Right.
but just make sure your calendar.
Okay, nothing
reflects
else for the regular agenda? Here's what I have. Yeah, except these things.
There's plenty there.
I know.
We moved it to Monday because.
All right, anyone want to speak in public forum? Okay. Okay, so announcements, I'm not going to read them all, you can see what they are. Anything you want to particularly highlight? Well, you said the public hearing, which is 15 minutes early.
I will highlight that Celebration Square dedication event is Saturday, November
it's 2
3rd
p.m., you
at 2
picked the
p.m.
time.
Yes, so, and not only will we do that event, but also I've been talking with Nancy Sheldon, who donated money to start our endowment fund, and she is going to name, she's talked to her family, and we're going to name the study room that's across the reference desk in honor of her mother. So we're also going to recognize that at this event. Because I talked to Nancy and I said, we should do an event to recognize this. And she said, I'd like to do it as part of something bigger. So she thought it would be great to do at the Celebration Square dedication event. So if you can be there, please do. If you haven't bought a brick yet and you plan on it, now is a good time to do it before Labor Day. And they're great gifts. So what do you get for the person that has everything? Because we all have people we know in our lives and they have everything, right? So what do we get them? They have everything they need. Well, what about a brick? It's a great gift.
Or you can, dedicate it to a favorite teacher.
Absolutely, yeah. Good back to school gift.
And just as a reminder for everyone watching us on the camera there, Celebration Square is this lovely place in front of the library where we're putting bricks you can put your name on. And go to our website and you can sign up there and donate to the library to have your own brick.
Excellent.
Thank you. Public service announcement.
Yes,
And also the petition day. Everyone see that, September
I did
18th? So
notice
if
that.
you're
That's right.
planning to run next time,
So we're going to have 3 finalists.
Andrea, did you see that?
Yeah, I just said
I'm
we're going to have
planning
3
to
of
have
them.
my party for those people who want to run. So I have a party every other year. Is it okay to talk about this now? That
It's
people
public.
who are favorable to the library, they come, and so do other people from other other election type things. And that everybody brings a few 10 friends or so, and everybody gets all of their signatures that they need. So
Well, they're
you have to
sitting
really
there.
work very hard.
Can I add one more thing to the calendar? I had a question about that picnic. Wasn't there an intergovernmental
Yes,
picnic?
intergovernmental
next
picnic.
Wednesday.
Okay,
Oh,
I was
it's-
trying to
Yeah.
remember what the date was. And okay.
Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, I think that's right, next Wednesday.
Oh, you do? Oh.
It's the
Were
29th.
we
I
supposed to
think.
register for it?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
29th.
Is it too late?
believe you're supposed to this time, because didn't they have an QR code on that?
No.
Yeah, because you go on and
Oh, it's August
sign up
when you go
online
on
and then
and
you get a little code.
I think they're, let's see,
This is the first time we've ever had to do that.
does it?
Yeah, I was
See where you have to
thinking
sign in?
that too when I did. I was thinking that seemed unfamiliar.
Yeah, you should have gotten an email or a hard
That's
copy.
okay, everyone should have a copy, so if, yeah, well, let me know, if you want to register and you can't access it, let me know.
Yeah, I just need to come in because I can't access
Well, I can
email here
probably do it
now.
for you.
Starts at 5:30?
Would you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, that'd be great.
anyone else that need to register that,
I could probably do it for you.
Oh, no, I said, are you?
Yeah,
going?
sure.
You're going? Yeah.
Okay.
It's next Wednesday.
have you registered?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you're registered. Just so Bonnie and Andrea need to register, I will do that on their
If you would,
behalf.
that'd be, are you sure?
Yeah.
Thank you, because I'm.
Anyone
that's
else?
My email
I'm
right
out
now.
of town, sorry.
No pressure, just
I'll do it
asking.
when I get home. I
Okay,
realize I had to register.
and,
All the governmental units try to get together once a year. We call it a picnic, but it's not outside or anything. And just to talk to each other so we can all be cooperative. Like when we need parking, people can park at the police station.
It's
We
the
have so
school-
many
the
government
school
it's
boards, the
that
Park
overlap,
district,
That if
Yeah.
we don't coordinate with one another and work together,
township,
it's a
village,
mess.
School.
So
county.
intergovernmental cooperation is always one
But
of our
county?
goals.
The county too?
I couldn't remember.
Yes,
She
county's
said
there
no.
too.
I couldn't remember.
and it's a networking event, basically representatives from all the different government entities will talk about what's going on and how we work together with one another, so.
The 29th of August.
And it's at the Gardner Park District because it's their 50th anniversary.
Oh, it is.
It's in Viking dance.
Viking, yeah.
And so, just so the board knows, it is, I believe, our turn to host this event. So I will be, if it comes up, I will volunteer us to do it next year, and thus we will need to budget for it. We all take next year's budget. We all take turns on this. So I just want the.
That's right.
Yeah.
The staff did a
I mean,
fabulous job last time it was our turn.
Yeah. So.
Because the staff here could do programming like nobody else can.
Anyone else announcements? All right, who would like to move to adjourn, please?
I move to adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. Thank you very much. 8:09.
All right.
Welcome, Jennifer.
So much rest.